I was sitting back thinking about like little lessons that I've learned from having my production company, and things that if you're starting a production company or you're just getting into videography, whatever you want to call it, things you probably should know and answer before you buy whatever gear that you buy. So these are like 3 lessons that I've learned from having a production company. Yeah, so 3 lessons. All right, so number 1, biggest thing I had a problem with is finding out what I actually wanted to do. When I first picked up my camera again after years of not using the camera and I wanted to do YouTube, the first thing I wanted to do was do what Matt Diavella was doing and do what Peter McKinnon was doing. And I thought I wanted to be a YouTuber. And then I quickly stopped doing it. And then I started doing like music videos with people, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just be the music video guy. And then I stopped doing that, and then I was trying to work on short films. And the problem with that is you can do those things when your production company blows up and you have employees, you have extra shooters, you have camera equipment, you got gear. But when you're starting out, when you're just getting the ball rolling, you do want to have a lane that you specialize in, number 1. And then if people want to hire you or you want to do other things on your spare time, you could do it. But you do want to figure out the number 1 thing your production company or you want to be known for, at least at this particular moment. The reason why is because if you focus on being the best wedding videographer, you'll have a plethora of videos from weddings. So then when you're not shooting weddings, if you do other things, it's cool, but you do have that anchor to bring in some type of financial gain from your business to you. So you want to have a system set up that you can get money from this particular area if you need to. If you want to bear off to other things and do other things, that's cool, but you definitely want to focus on what is it that I want to get paid to do at this moment, / that I like too. You know, you could actually like the thing that you get paid to do. So if you want to do weddings, do all weddings 100%. Don't do it half-ass, because the problem is you'll find yourself doing weddings one week, doing a music video next week. And like I said, those things can be achieved when you have big budgets and you have a team. But if you're just starting out, focus on being great at one thing, learn your gear, learn what you like, and then grow from it. So that's number 1. Find your lane and stick with it until you're consistent enough where you can do something else. All right, so number 2, this is a big one. Invest in what you want to do. Now, invest in what you want to do means what gear works for what you want to do. If you want to do music videos, buy a R5C, buy a FX3, and I would say a 70, 24 to 70 lens, or a 30. I think, I'm gonna take that back. Just get a 35 millimeter lens. The reason why I say that is because yes, it's a prime, so you can't zoom up and down. You're gonna have to move. But that's going to give you low light capabilities, because it's most likely going to be like a f1.4 or f1.2 depending on, or 2.8 depending on what brand of lens you get. But at that 35, it's close enough, but it's also wide enough where you could get a lot of good shots with a 35 and you're safe. So I would say get you some type of autofocus camera and get you a 35 millimeter lens. I think you're covered at all bases. I used to say a 50 millimeter lens. 35, in my opinion, can work better with all shoots, if that makes sense. When you buy a Red Komodo or a big production camera, that requires people, unless you want to pull focus. Now, we do have nowadays bigger production cameras that have autofocus, but if you want a Red, if you want Alexa Mini, all those things, they require people to pull focus if you want to get focus. And if you're an independent filmmaker, you're not going to want to pull focus on every music video. It's just not even practical. Sometimes you just need to get a job done, and pulling focus at night when you barely can see and carrying a camera, and trust me, I've done it, it's not fun at all. So I would focus on a camera that has great autofocus and something that you could pull out your bag, shoot really quick, and put it away. So that's why I'm saying get you an R5C and get you a 30mm lens, because that's what you're focusing on. If you're going to do short films and you want to do short films only, get you a cinema camera, and you can still use those cameras as well, but maybe you want to get a cinema camera because you do want to eventually invest in a bunch of glass and you know, you want to go and get big stabilizers and things like that. That's all cool, you know, if that's your lane. But you see how I'm saying invest in your lane. If you're going to do short films, you're going to spend a lot of more money on lenses, and you're going to spend money on lights. Camera is not that important more than the lenses and lights. I don't care where you go. Lights and lenses are going to be the most important investment if you're doing any film, really. But if you're doing short films, you're going to need lights and you're going to need lenses. And then there's a list of other things, but those are the two main things that you're going to need investing first before you invest in anything else. Number 3, and this is a good one. Number 3, running water does not freeze. This phrase has been told to me by family, friends. I think it was just my family that told me this. I don't know. But running water does not freeze. What that means is, through running a company, you will have slow times. You'll have slow months. You'll have slow weeks. It happens. It happens to everybody. Every business has slow time, downtime. The benefit of being a filmmaker when it's slow is that's a time to try to invest in time in doing things that you want to do. Let's say you do weddings. You love weddings, but you think you want to do short films. When it's slow and you know that you don't have any weddings this month, maybe working on a little short film that's like 2-3 minutes keeps the ball rolling. And another thing is, it helps clients reach out to you for different things. They're like, oh, okay, he does weddings very well, but what's this short film thing he's working on? You know, can I be involved? You may find some new followers and people that want to work with you. So don't use downtime always to just sit on the couch or do nothing. Sometimes that's a time to, you know what, I'm gonna dabble over here. Let me see how this is, because I always wanted to learn it or try it. So don't get frozen. Always run. Running water doesn't freeze. When I used to live in North Philadelphia, in the hood, people pipes froze. Why? Because when it gets so cold outside, when you cut your faucet off, that water is just sitting in the pipes. It's not moving. So if your house wasn't properly heated, the pipes would freeze. So what we would do in the hood was we would leave the faucet just running just enough so the pipes wouldn't freeze. We would do it everywhere in the house. The reason why, because that little bit of water keeps it going, it keeps it moving, it does not freeze, because you don't want to wake up to frozen pipes and then pipes burst, and it costs a lot of money when you're frozen. It's just like with a business. You get frozen, it costs money to you, because now you got an office, you got to pay for that, you got to pay for gear, you got to pay for all these things that you might be financing. So running water does not freeze. That's probably the biggest advice that I can give you as a production company, or just as a business in whole. Spend that time to develop new things that you want to bring to your clients, to your customers, or just new things that you want to do. So that was number 3. Running water doesn't freeze. But that's enough for me today, guys. Just a quick one. I just wanted to talk to you guys. Jump on here. I'm trying to stay as consistent as I can on YouTube. So if you like this video, if there's something that you want to see more of, quick stuff like this, don't be afraid. Drop a comment, and I will see you on the next one, whenever that is. Peace. My new iPad, man. I love it. And this is the wireless one. I had to add this to my phone bill, so this is gonna be cool. You know, my other iPad, I had to like do the hotspot. It was just like, then when you do the hotspot, I gotta wait for everything to load up because it didn't have internet to it, and it's just, I like this. This is great. See you guys on the next one. Peace.